So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane, it's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it, I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. I send the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes. Fall
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday, September 20th. Let me get the chat up here. How are y'all doing? I'm going to drop the other chat down on this lower screen so I can see it. And yeah, y'all made it through another week. Congrats. Let's get our guest in here. The one, the only monkey tamer, Mediocre Trader. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, bud? How's things?
That intro always makes me laugh, Mediocre.
I like it.
Things are going well. Just easing into the weekend. And let's see. We might go see a movie later on tonight when my wife gets home. So we'll just play it by ear on what time we end. And let's kind of go through the week. I think there's maybe a couple of cleanup DD things to talk about, some new and exciting things to talk about, and whatever questions that you guys have out there in the audience. So we're just going to hang out and have some fun because it is Friday. Remember that song, Mediocre?
Absolutely. We were jamming the music earlier, weren't we? Huh?
What was that chick's name? Rebecca Black, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Yep. Let me grab my phone real quick, just in case. I might have to go pick somebody up.
Okay, yeah. Grab your phone. Anya, how you doing? Crazy Carl, what's up? Tank Dog, how you doing? He says, "What the hell happened to AMC that it's been stuck at 5 for a bit now?" That is a great question. Let me move this camera so I'm not off to the side. I don't want to be like all the way over here on my desk. Somehow my camera got spun. Yeah, let me put up the AMC chart and let's talk about that. That is a great question. I see a lot of people asking that question on social media. Share screen. Let's
got it.
Share daily. All right.
What are we looking at?
I'm putting up the AMC screen because someone said, why is AMC stuck? Basically, since May in this supply and demand zone. And I would just say to you, this is how I look at it. Honestly, what has changed to make it break out?
Nothing.
You're right. Nothing has changed. So until there's some news, and I mentioned this on my bond video yesterday, if you watched that all the way to the end, I'm not stressed by this. In fact, you can see right here, I bought some more today. I'd prefer to be buying at 440, but again, not trading advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not making any recommendations. I'm talking about what I'm doing. So all you negative little popcorn girlies out there, quit trying to blame YouTubers for your decisions. I'm talking about what I'm doing, okay? Because you're here watching me. I bought some today at 465. I bought some 2 weeks ago at 464. I bought some a month ago at 420. Why would it run up until we get this quarter behind us? And right now we're at that break-even point where we expect that, the last part of this month will be the profits for AMC. And we don't know how this quarter is going to end. Is it going to be 2.5 billion domestic? Is it going to be 2.6, 2.7? People were hoping it would be 3. I've been telling you guys for a long time, I think it'll come in between 2.4 and 2.6. And I'm still sticking to that. So I think there'll be a slight profit for this quarter, maybe $20 million. And I think that when we see at the end of this month, the final box office, then all of the analysts will go and crunch their little computers and, oh shit, AMC is going to make a slight profit. and we forecast negative 13 cents. We better do a EPS revision. This is how I see it playing out. And so sometime in October, I think you'll see some of these analysts update their earnings, and then they're going to keep their $4 price target. That's my prediction. AMC is going to make positive 8 cents, but we still have a $4 price target because of what, Mediocre?
Debt. The debt, Tony.
And risk of dilution. That's what they're going to say.
That's
so
right.
He's got to prove to the market that they can book back-to-back positive quarters. And every quarter that goes by and every quarter that the box office is better, then you're going to see some of those concerns get minimized, I think. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be stuck at $5 for the rest of this year. I'm saying until the analysts update their earnings forecast in the early part of October, it would not surprise me to see us stuck in this range, because as far as the market's concerned, there's no reason for big money to get behind it, and there's no reason for the shorts to stop suppressing it. And if the shorts are pushing it down and there's no big money willing to fight against them, it's just us, we're like, and they're just like, boom, boom, boom. They got the big money. It's hard for us to move the price. I think that'll change, though, as people start recognizing that this company is going to start booking positive quarters. There's still a lot of not believers out there. What do you think, Mediocre? I've talked too much already.
I think you're dead on with that. I think we still got some debt that needs to be taken care of. That's why those bondholders, filed a lawsuit against AMC. I think that they want that collateral to protect them in case AMC does go bankruptcy. I don't think that happens at all by any means. I don't think that the board of AMC thinks that's even possible either at the moment. But they want the same terms. So who knows what will happen with that? I just think that we keep plugging along. The box office is getting better, and I like the way that your spreadsheet is working out. The way that you're tracking it. It looks
the debt. Should we put that up? Let's throw that up, because I don't know if everybody saw my video from last night, but maybe I'll just put it on the screen and we can talk about it, because when I do a video, you guys can't really ask me questions live, and this might be a chance. Maybe someone saw that last night and said, oh, I have a question on that. So AMC debt restructuring. This is the one. Let me pull it down to the bottom monitor. Move. All right.
Yeah, that's what I just think that, with the way you do your spreadsheets and all that, I feel confident in the numbers we've been looking at,
Yep.
So I'm not concerned.
I'm not concerned. I'm not angry. You're not going to see me crying on social media. How's the price not moving?
And I'm not
pretty much doing exactly what I thought it would. So doesn't worry me.
Yeah, I'm not even concerned that the price fell a little bit, today and yesterday. It's not even that big of a deal.
So here's the spreadsheet. This column B. Let me make this a little bit bigger just for a second for anybody. And how do I? Okay, so this column B is before July, before they announced the debt restructuring. All of the debt, not this yellow, but all of the debt from the 10Q and the amounts right here. And then column C is after the debt restructuring. And really what I talked about in last night's video is I think a lot of people thought all of the debt was restructured, but it wasn't. There's still $800 million of this term loan. I think I called it a bond yesterday because I was rushing to get that video out. It's a term loan, essentially the same thing. AMC just pays interest on it until 2026, and then they got to cough up. It was $1.9 billion, but most of the lenders took the new debt deal. $800 million is still sitting out there. And when we look at the pick toggle, this 10-12 pick toggle, there's still $274 million of that sitting out there. So AMC still has $1 billion mediocre coming due in, a little bit over a year.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're short the people that are suppressing the price, I think that is still giving them a little bit of confidence to say, we don't need to get out of the way yet because they still got to fix this.
Yeah, that's why I feel like they attacked it the past 2 days, because that lawsuit came out. They felt confident, in my opinion.
AMC's got to fix this.
Right.
But every quarter between now and 2026, that is better and better and better. It just improves AMC's ability to fix the debt. They get a lot more opportunities open up to them in the bond market.
So let me ask you a question.
And in the lending market.
I'm asking on the behalf of the chat, by the way. Do you think that AMC, if need be, will be able to get this money before 2026? Before it's needed to be raised? Do you think they'll end up with the money to pay down that debt?
Do I think that they'll earn $800 million by 2026?
Whether they earn it or not, will they get the money to pay that debt?
They will get the money. They have ways to get the money. They're not going to get $800 million from net income. I don't see that as a likely outcome. I think that they're going to make money these 2 quarters, and I think they're going to make money in 2025. They're not going to make $1 billion.
Exactly.
But they can refinance. Maybe some other lender finds the company more compelling as they start booking positive quarters. Or what else do they got, mediocre, hidden behind door number 2?
They could tap the equity market.
They could tap the equity markets. And right now, AMC has $500 million of potential tapability. Now, behind door number 3, we call that dilution.
Yeah.
Tap the equity market, flip the door around. It says, that was dilution. It's the same thing. We use what's the opposite of pejorative? Is it majorative? We use the nice version of that word, tap in the equity market. But the company can raise money and pay off this debt, or they could do debt for equity swaps, which is what I was talking with some folks about today. There's ways to get this paid off. So exactly. I think all of the people still banging the AMC's going bankrupt drum, and just hold your horses. There's still a lot of things positive going on here. We're not saying, Mediocre and I are not saying that this is a slam dunk play. We're not over there like the GameStop pumpers saying AMC's the hands down the best stock out there. It's the only stock you should buy. It's always been a speculative play. And we've been trying to teach you guys the importance of timing and reading the filings.
Yeah, I think so. So Tony, I'm going to bring this up right now. I think is a perfect time to bring this up. But I heard there was somebody out there on the interwebs that said you and I basically we make risky trades. We don't do risk management. So my question to you is, would you consider reading filings and such as risk management? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, the very essence of learning how to manage your risk, first of all, is to understand what you're investing in, Mediocre.
Yeah.
Look at a financial statement, read some 10Qs, listen to a earnings call, check out if there's any upcoming dilution, check if the company has shares that they might want to sell into a run up? Do they have positive earnings? Do they have growing revenue? All sorts of work. And in fact, I know the trade. I bet you're talking about that trade you made $10,000 on in 5 days, Mediocre. Are you telling me that folks think you didn't research that and manage your risk?
I think that's what some people.
Because I remember spending 3 days with you going through the filings on that before you decided to invest in it.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty sure you had 3 days of research to create your game plan and your carefully crafted risk management plan for that play.
Tony, didn't we also, the night we learned of this ticker symbol, didn't we go over that live on the show?
We did indeed. We did a quick walkthrough, and what did we say? If I'm not mistaken, Mediocre, I think we said this one's interesting, but we need to do more work looking into it before we decide.
We did say that. That is what we said, Tony.
And we did indeed do more work. We did a lot more work.
Tony, I guess I just don't know shit about risk management.
I guess some people don't know how to listen either, Mediocre.
Absolutely. You know, I guess when you're 99% down on your portfolio.
Now. Let's not talk bad about people. We don't want to act like those GameStop YouTubers, Mediocre. We don't want to go down that road. We're trying to keep it positive over here. Help everybody learn in a positive and friendly environment.
But you guys should all go check out my response video. I thought it was pretty fucking funny.
Let's just say between Mediocre and myself and other folks in our Discord, we put a lot of work into researching Lunar, understanding exactly what the upside potential was and the downside risk, and then crafted a plan of where to enter the trade, what strikes to buy, what time, what expiration dates to buy.
Tony, Lunar's this week. It was ASTS last week.
AST. Sorry, I'm getting my multi-baggers mixed up, Mediocre.
Listen,
sorry.
They're both
too much winning. I can't keep up.
Atmosphere.
Too much fucking winning, Mediocre. I can't keep up with all these fucking tickers. Sorry, guys. I didn't even talk with you about Lunar on YouTube because I don't know. Even when we make money, people don't believe us, Mediocre.
Hey,
so what's even the point? Why even do YouTube? Or I don't think they really made that trade. Like we're going to come on here and lie to you. Anyways, we'll
Tony,
just.
Did you make any money on Mullen by any chance?
I did. I made 7,000% on Mullen in 3 days. Believe it or not.
7,000%.
I'm just rounding down. It was 7,000 and something, but yeah. I mean, don't let it be said you can't make money on Mullen. But we'll come back to that. I want to finish talking about your trade, Mediocre, because we talk about the wheel strategy a lot here, which is all right.
Yeah.
All right. Mediocre, I think the people that are criticizing you probably haven't watched not one of our educational videos on the wheel.
I don't think they have, Tony.
I'm just going to lay it out here. Like step 1 is what, Mediocre? What do?
You sell a put for an entry.
Sell a put for an entry. Now, remind me on ASTS, what did you do?
I sold put for an entry.
You sold put. So, Mediocre, were you following the wheel strategy?
Absolutely.
Now, hold on. Surely there must be some risk involved, Mediocre. Why would you sell puts on something that could go down or up? Like, what do you do? How do you manage your risk?
Because my due diligence said anything above 24 and change was a good buy.
Okay. And do you just like sell puts on any stock you want, or do you kind of like pick a strike price that if the worst happened, you'd be willing to buy that stock at that strike price?
Well, yeah, I look for a price where I'm willing to own the shares at where I could protect my position.
Now, would you call that a form of risk management when you carefully select the strike price and say, I'm going to sell this put and I'm going to pocket $10,000, but if it drops to my strike price, I understand I got to buy it and I have the cash sitting in my account.
Absolutely.
That's
the
guys,
point, right?
We're having a little fun here, but When
Yeah.
you're doing the wheel, don't do it on stocks that you don't understand and that you're not willing to buy
Right.
at your strike price.
If you're not willing to own the shares at the price you're selling the put at, don't sell the put.
Don't do the wheel on stocks you're not willing to own, because step one is identify a stock you want to own
Correct.
and then sell puts to get an entry. Like, I think people just forgot about the identify a stock you're willing to own. They think we're just out there selling puts willy-nilly.
Yeah, just hey, look, there's one over here.
There's one. Get it, Mediocre.
It has
Spin
to
the
meet
wheel, pick a
criteria.
ticker. Let's get one.
There's a lot of research that we do honestly in tickers we're gonna sell puts on, right? Because we want to protect our money. And number one, you have to protect your money. If you're not going to protect your money, you're not going to have money for long.
Now, Mediocre, would you, if that put, if the stock price fell, would you have lost $70,000 in 5 days? Or
No.
would you just have been assigned the stock and then been a owner of, how many shares would you have owned? 1,000?
Okay, let's just say this. The way that the stock played out, if I
10,000?
did end up getting assigned, I would have made a boatload more money, right? But I didn't.
You were on the hook to buy what, like 10,000 shares?
1900.
1,900 shares. All right.
Yeah, was the total, I believe.
All right.
1900
So, oh yeah, because you sold 19 puts, right?
Right. Yeah.
So guys, when you sell puts, first of all, don't do it on stocks that you're not willing to own. That's how you pick your strike price. If it falls here, I'm okay buying it, but I hope it doesn't fall here, because then I just get to keep the money free and clear from selling that call. If it falls here below by Friday, then I'm going to own the stock, and I'm okay with that. This is all the conversation you have with yourself before you ever sell a put. And then you're the proud owner if it falls. And it's happened to me maybe about 15% of the time. I end up getting assigned the shares because the price of a stock comes down. And I'm okay with that. I didn't lose any money. I gained shares. And then Mediocre, once we gain the shares, that didn't happen to you. You just got to keep the money and you were done. But if the stock price falls and you are assigned the shares, your cash goes away. That was collateral. You get the shares in your account on Monday. What is step 2 of the wheel? Are you just done at that point? Are you cooked? Are you a loser, Mediocre?
No, not at all. So I just want to clarify. So the 1,900 shares that we're talking about, the 19 contracts equals 1,900 shares, just so everybody's aware. That was in one of my accounts. I did it in 2 accounts. I don't remember how many there was. I'd have to do the math on it or go back and look. But no, I would have made money both ways. That was the whole reason for the play. I didn't care if I was assigned because I was going to immediately.
Step 2.
Step 2.
Which is
sell calls. Sell covered calls against your position.
And we do that all the time, guys. We sell puts. Sometimes we get assigned. The first thing we're doing Monday morning is selling covered calls on those shares.
So for example,
which is again immediate income right away.
The 2650 strike is what I sold puts on. So if I was assigned, I would have immediately sold 2650 calls against the position of the shares that I acquired. And I would have taken premium on both sides of the trade. And that's all I cared about was the premium to begin with.
Would you say, Mediocre, that maybe your trade got mischaracterized by somebody on another channel who doesn't really understand the wheel strategy? Or would you just say he was lying to his audience? I'm a little confused what the intent was.
I mean, I'm just going to call it for what it is, Tony, and say this. I mean, if he really knew anything about the play, he probably wouldn't have said anything, right? I mean, let's be honest. If he knew anything about options, he probably, well, I mean, isn't this the guy who learned options from a AI robot? Is that?
I don't know, but he often refers to them as lottery tickets. So I mean, I guess maybe the understanding, the bench strength of understanding the wheel strategy is not quite there. But buddy, I got a library now for you to teach you, and feel free to steal the information. It's not mine. It's widely available out there. You learn it, use it, try it, and then teach your audience, because this is really the foundation to what do we call it, Mediocre? Our own virtual ATM.
That's
Making
right.
making our own MOAS.
That's right. One trade at a time, baby.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know, but I guess when you're just happy making what 9 cents a week or whatever. So
Anya says, why was the premium so high? Anya, there are tickers that we trade regularly that it comes down to IV. I'm going to let Mediocre go into this more, but I just want to say we often are having to shift the tickers that we're doing the wheel on because we're chasing IV. And I don't recommend that to all of you guys. If you don't know what you're doing with options, your safest plays to do the wheel on, or as a beginner, would be a blue chip stock that's just trading flat in a range. And you're not going to make as much money doing that because they're low volatility, low IV. That's good for training. Learn on something safe. We are chasing high IV, which is riskier trades. Mediocre,
right.
Go ahead.
All right. So the reason why I chose that trade first of all is exactly what Tony's talking about. They had just the stock got smashed from $40 all the way down to, I think it was $24 when I started looking at it. That's a massive push down. With that push down, the IV on the puts goes sky high, right? Okay. So that was a big factor on why the premiums were so high. But they also had a launch to send 5 satellites into orbit the following week. Okay, that was one part of my DD for anybody who wants to know. The second part of my DD was there was Verizon and AT&T who both were given money to the company, right? And Verizon was already making commercials about satellite cellular service. And so I did a lot of research all weekend. Tony did some research on it. Rolf did some research on it. We all compiled the research, and I said, I'm going to give it a shot. And because I knew that the launch, it probably would go up. Oh, here's another part of the DD that I'll indulge you, part of my risk management strategy. I knew that it was getting launched on a SpaceX rocket. That was the other thing. So I kind of knew, okay, that rocket's going to make it into orbit. The chances of these 5 satellites getting up there is pretty high, as long as the weather held out. And to be honest, because I'm greedy, I was rooting for rain, for them to postpone it to the following week so that I can get another week of high premium.
Oh, nice. And your worst case scenario would be like the rocket blew up at launch,
exactly.
Right? And the stock tanked.
Exactly.
And then you get assigned, and then now you're the owner of 1,900 shares of ASTS, and so then you can sell covered calls, or you have to figure you have to know what you're doing before you select the stock. If I get assigned, if the worst case happens, can I trade my way out of it?
Right.
Or am I willing to hold it for a few months or as long as it takes?
I would have accepted the loss on that one, Tony, because
or you could take the loss too. Yeah.
Right, because I don't know how far it would have fell, so I would have just exited, took my lump, whatever it was, and moved on. But what could it have been, really? You know what I mean?
But I mean, Mediocre, every single trade that people take in the market every day has that risk that some bad news comes out and the stock you just bought tanks. Like, that's not avoidable. Market risk, company risk,
Right. We
Those
just
things
got
aren't
that
avoidable.
lawsuit on AMC. That's a
Yeah.
risk. I
Those
mean, you
things
can't.
just drop out of thin air. You got to understand that they could happen. And you have a trading plan. Like Mediocre said, he would have just taken his lumps, taken his loss, and got out of the play. He wouldn't have lost all his money.
No,
I'm sure you wouldn't have been happy about losing, but you knew that also was a possibility.
absolutely. It's a possibility every time, right?
Every single trade, every ticker, everything you do in the stock market has risk.
If you're going to
So
put your money at risk, it's at risk no matter what you're doing.
for someone to make a video saying we didn't think about the risk, come on, like, do you even trade? Every trade has risk. It's your job to understand the risk before you go into it. And we try and do a really good job of that here. And that's how we spend our weekends, planning out what we're going to be buying the next week.
But I think the main purpose of the video, Tony, was for clicks and views.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because they don't want to have a conversation.
You don't want people getting too much good education over here, Mediocre. They might start watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me throw up a smoke screen and make sure my audience doesn't figure out that they're actually teaching people how to make money over there.
And
man,
I enjoy helping people, right? Like I would even help him, even after the stupid video. I'd help the guy. I could care less, Tony. You know me. I like to be funny. That's more my thing.
You are a funny guy.
I try anyway.
Funny looking.
I knew that.
All right, let's put up this debt chart. Do you guys have any other questions about the AMC debt and why the price is kind of pinned right now? I saw Sparky piping in the chat. He said earlier something about, if AMC has positive earnings, they won't have a problem rolling that 800 million plus the 10-12 pick toggle, but they have to make money. And I agree with you 100%, Sparky. And I'm probably more positive because I run my spreadsheet, not this one, but my AMC profit loss spreadsheet. And I have a pretty high confidence level exactly what the profit is going to be when we find out in the first week of November. And, I'm sure Sparky doesn't run an AMC profit loss daily like I do. So he's taken a more conservative approach, which is fine. Everybody's going to have different viewpoints on the play. There's a lot of people that are saying AMC is going bankrupt. And I guarantee you they're not running profit loss spreadsheets on this or looking at the bond prices or doing anything. They're just waking up and deciding to be negative. I don't like Adam Aaron because he diluted on me a year ago. And therefore, every day I'm going to wake up and be negative. I'm not going to look for a trading opportunity with potentially high volatility. Mediocre, how much money have we made on AMC this year?
Oh, our group?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to start counting.
Do you really want me to put a friggin' number on that? I'll put it this way. It's I would have to say well over $250,000.
It just makes me remember Mediocre. It was trading in the $2 not too long ago.
Yeah,
I made over 1,000% profit booked, sold in May.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you put everybody in the group that we talk to on a daily basis, easily, if you put all their winnings.
You want to wake up every day and be negative about AMC, wake up and be negative. That's fine with me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. We're over here actually doing the work to make the smart trades. Have the patience, not trade emotionally, not
right there in chat. That's one of our people right there in chat. Just told you what he's made so far.
Which one?
Creasmo.
Creasmo alone has made $10,000 this year on AMC. Profit booked. So don't get us started with all your negative stuff and your project popcorn nonsense. You guys are not willing to learn. You're focused on the past. We've helped so many people fix their position, whether they followed our DD, leading up into the Delaware lawsuit or didn't, it didn't really matter. A lot of people have fixed their position, and by adopting a less emotional and less conspiracy based trading style, and just look at the filings and look at the chart and look at the box office and just think logically.
I think they're mad, Tony, because we never really turned our back on the community and walked away.
I think that there's a lot of potential for this company, and I don't want to turn my back on people. I want to one by one help people. When you're ready to detach from the cult and learn how to be a trader, you can still be positive about the company. I've been holding the stock now since August. Someone said to me, "Oh, Tony, I value your DD. I understand you're just a trader. Sometimes I'm a holder. I got to get a good entry. And then as long as the stock's trading flat, then I don't perceive a high risk. I'm going to hold. I could hold it at this price for a year.
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me. But we had to change our strategy in August of 2023 because the company clearly communicated they were about to massively dilute everybody.
They had to. They didn't have a choice.
They were running out of cash. That was the whole point of the APE conversion. And so all we had to do was step out of the way for a short period of time and then come back. Nothing about me supporting AMC or wanting to see you guys be successful. None of that changed. Just my strategy of when I do my buys and sells, that changed.
I want you all to make money.
And for all of you who are so negative, like until you can learn to get out of your emotions, the stock market is not for you. It's just not. All right. Sparky, you got any other thoughts on the AMC, or are you still here about the debt? The 10-12 pick toggle, this bottom one here, Mediocre, 274 million. The bottom light blue. We're pretty sure that AMC is going to try and take this out next. And they're probably, there's a couple ways they could take this out. They could do open market purchases. They could do debt for equity swaps. And then we have these other small subordinated debt, small amounts, 5 million, 98 million, 51 million, 125. Those could easily be taken out with profits generated over the next 3 years. See the expiration dates here? Yep. So I'm not worried about any of these. This is the one that we need to focus on as traders. Like if I'm worried about something, this 800 million is the one that my risk management radar is saying, don't take your eye off the ball here. Make sure you know what's going on with that money. How are they going to pay it off? Now we got a lawsuit, so it's going to be very obvious to us all what's going to happen. I don't know the outcome. Can't predict the outcome, but we're all going to find out together how this is going to be taken care of. All this other stuff down here, not too worried about it. And I just, unless there's another from China, I don't see this company going bankrupt. Not in the next 2 years. The forecast is good. And then the next thing that people say is, but Tony, they're never going to make enough money to pay off $2 billion. Okay. Maybe you're right. Like by 2030, are they going to make $4 billion of profit? Probably not.
Have to.
They don't have to. This is the biggest dumb shit stuff that I hear out of the GameStop channel. They're never going to make enough profit to pay that off. You don't need to pay off your debt.
Let me ask you this, Tony.
You need to be able to service your debt. Almost every company out there has debt. Do you hear people whining about them going bankrupt because they have debt? It's the stupidest fucking GameStop YouTuber talking point running right now.
It's like if I lent you $10 and then I charged you, you had to pay me 50 cents a year until you paid off the $10, and you never paid off the $10. You know what I mean?
Would that 50 cents a year make me go bankrupt? No, because I
No,
can make more than 50 cents in a year, Mediocre. I could
right.
just do 20 or 50 live streams and I might make 55 cents.
And I'm going to make more than $10 if you keep doing that. You know what I mean? I mean, they don't care if you ever pay the debt off.
Right.
Just pay the loan amount you're supposed to pay. That's all.
For all these dipshits pretending they're financial experts over on the GameStop channels telling you because the company has debt or they have negative retained earnings, these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they ought to just shut up, because the more they keep saying it, I just keep on getting more and more clips to put in my clown video. Once this company starts making profits, negative retained earnings, irrelevant. Amount of debt, irrelevant. The only thing that is relevant is what is the maturity date of that debt, and can you service the debt? That's a valid concern.
Right.
You need to have positive income. So that means you're covering all your bills, you're covering your interest payment, and you're putting a little cash in the bank. If you don't have that, then you're going to go tap that equity market.
Now,
you're gonna get diluted.
Making enough money to pay down the debt too, right?
Yeah. I mean, if things get better in 2025, 2026, then you can start chipping away at this debt slowly. But you could roll that debt for decades if things are improving, and just keep chipping away at it.
Exactly. Most businesses borrow money. That's how they grow their money, right? It's one hand washes the other. They make money, and you're making money with their money. You know, business, AMC is making money with that money to keep their business going. They're not profitable yet, but the goal is to become profitable and not lose all their assets that's making them the revenue they're bringing in, right?
You know what's actually not a great strategy, Mediocre?
Holding on to cash and not doing
Yeah,
nothing with
putting all your cash on your balance sheet and then saying, we've got a great book value. And never mind that we don't have any return on equity. Never mind that we don't have any return on assets. Never mind that our EV to EBITDA ratio is horrendous. Yes, I'm talking about GameStop. Never mind that we have a completely whack PE ratio because we have no earnings. They don't want to talk about any of that, these GameStop pumpers, because it's very inconvenient, and the veil of the lies that they're throwing at you falls apart real quick if they dare talk about that. So instead, they want to talk about cash on the balance sheet, which literally nobody cares about. It's meaningless to justify a $20 price. It's meaningless.
But Tony, they ran up today.
Well, someone bought 5 million shares in 5 minutes this morning, Mediocre. So maybe it was Roaring Kitty. GameStop's still a very news-dependent stock. And by the way, I don't hate GameStop. I don't hate people that cover GameStop. I hate liars that pretend they understand financial valuation models and then lie to people about how to value their stock. Like, if you're going to cover GameStop, at least learn how to do a valuation the proper way. I don't hate GameStop. Mediocre, did you know that I own GameStop at $19.50?
I do know that. Do know that because this morning, as a matter of fact, I knew you owned it before this morning. By the way, I'll say that
I've owned it for a while, but so why would I talk bad about GameStop? I'm just trying to teach people how to properly value it, and it's a high risk play for me at 1950. But my bet is on news from Roaring Kitty or news that the 20 million share dilution is done. And I think we'll get a temporary little pop like we did today. I probably should have sold today, but I think it has potential to go a little bit higher. So I did not sell today. Well, I'll play it by ear next week. And I have a stop loss in at $19 because if it starts cratering, it could go 18, 17. I don't think it's going to, it's not going to go all the way back down to 10 or 12 bucks because they do have $4 billion. I mean,
Yeah, they got a lot of money.
That money does not give you a justification for the price, but what it does is it provides a scare factor to the shorts because Ryan has, he has ammunition to announce something. So even though any fundamental person can look at GameStop and say, there's no way we can do any normal analysis and say this thing's worth more than 12 bucks. You still got to factor in, but retail could run this thing up on the slightest of news. So I think the shorts are a little bit nervous below $20. That's why I was okay buying at 1950. I don't hate GameStop. I just want the most risk-free entry possible. And so I will continue to share my DD. And if it drops below 19 bucks, then I'll adjust my price target and rebuy at a lower price. It's just a trade for me. I'm not gonna marry the stock. I'm not gonna tattoo it on my body. I'm just trying to buy low, sell high, rinse and repeat, make money. And I've been doing that. I've been doing that very successfully with GameStop for 2 years running now.
You don't want a sleeve of GameStop tattoos,
I
Tony?
don't. No.
Why not?
Maybe Rivian,
Oh, man.
No. I'm going to get a tattoo one of these days, Mediocre, but I haven't figured out. I've been thinking about it for about a decade now. What do I want? And I'm certainly not going to rush off in a midlife crisis and go get a public traded company tattooed on my body. Although it does make a good gatekeeper check, Mediocre. Mediocre, do you have AMC tattooed on your sleeve, on your arm? No? Oh, no?
On my butt
Then
cheek.
get out of here, punk. You're not qualified to talk about AMC. I mean, it is comedy gold that's now the threshold that you must meet. If you don't have a tattoo, you're not qualified, punk. Stop talking fundamentals, Tony. You're making too many sense. Let me just stop you right there. Do you have a tattoo? Did you hand out some trading cards on the beach? Then shut the fuck up. You're not qualified, Tony.
Oh, Tone. I don't know.
Jim Eagle says an obscene amount of calls went into GameStop, so Gamma is on the table. Beautiful. That's what I'm here for, Jim. That's what I'm here for. I'm in GameStop right now for a swing trade. There is, in my view, when I bought in, let me show you where I bought in. In fact, let's put up that chart. When I bought in, I kind of looked at the risk reward ratio, and I knew that I was taking a bit of risk here, but I said I think that the potential reward outweighs the risk, and I posted in my Discord. I said I'm taking this trade, but I have a tight stop loss, and I'm going to be watching it really closely. And if it starts going down on me below my purchase price, I'm going to exit the trade. I'm not going to ride it all the way down. I'll just wait for it to bottom out and rebuy it. So 9/11 is when I bought in, Mediocre, this day right here after the earnings. At the bottom of that tail, all the way down there. That's where I bought in. And it kept dropping, almost hit my stop loss.
Is that today's candle?
This is today's candle. Yeah, look at that beauty.
I never even looked at it today.
Yeah. And if I go to the 5-minute, Mediocre, there was a huge, look at this morning candle. Oh, shit. See this morning candle right here?
Yeah.
Some morning wood right there, Mediocre.
It sure is.
That was 5.6 million shares.
God.
And look, that's when the price started running. This is just, in my book, either someone knows something or FOMO or both, right?
Yeah.
You get an indicator, and that's all it takes. An indicator could be a tweet from Roaring Kitty. Someone does a big purchase in the options chain, or someone takes down 5.6 million shares in 5 minutes. That is literally all you need to get GameStop running for a day or 2 days, 3. That's beautiful for me. I'm trying to trade volatility. I'm trying to time my entry to be in at the lowest price before that happens. And I got lucky this week. I got in at 19.50 and now it's at $22. So I'm going to piss off the GameStop people again and try and sell at the top and wait for it to come back down mediocre. And I'm going to do it again.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're teaching people how to hold GameStop for 3 years from whatever,
Tony, where the fuck are your diamond hands?
I have some on a t-shirt, mediocre. Does that count?
No, I'm sorry.
I'd rather buy my little mama a diamond to put on her hand and her ears than worry about somebody looking at what type of trading style I have. You know what I'm saying? Don't criticize my trading style. We got a life to live over here.
That's right.
Got my 5 Ys, mediocre. I got a wife, a dog, and 3 cats. It's my 5 Ys.
Good enough. I mean, who the hell are they to tell you what to do with your money, Tony? Do they pay your bills?
I don't know, mediocre. Matt says, Tony, you should do a watch party of James Janney video on GameStop when it comes out. All right, let's talk about James Janney. Good friend of mine. Love James Janney. He's not really a friend of mine. I just said that to... I knew it! He's in with them! Mom! Tony's friends with James! No wonder! I don't know James Janney, but I know he's been working on this video for about a year. And it is called The Meme Stock Cult. You can go to his Twitter. It's called, at James V. Janney. Look, we even got a guy in a mask. We got people with blacked out profiles because they're scared of getting doxxed. And this is a 2-minute preview. The official video is coming out September 25th. James has been working on this video for a year. And he's going to talk about GameStop. And then I think there's a part 2 coming out a week later that is going to be talking about Bed Bath & Beyond. So I'm curious to see it. And mediocre, you and I were talking about this earlier, about is GameStop a cult? What are they doing with the whole buy and hold thing and lying to people about how to properly value the stock? And we were just kind of like talking and agreeing with each other that we don't hate the stock. I like trading it. I like understanding it. I like reading the filings and looking at the charts and trying to outsmart the shorts.
Exactly.
Get in cheap and take a profit, then rinse and repeat. And I can buy more and more every time. But the one thing that I won't do is lie to you about why book value is important, or lie to you about any of the other nonsense that some of the GameStop people talk about. Now, there are a couple of good GameStop YouTubers. Richard Newton, I think, is, he has a good balanced viewpoint. He gets into a lot of the conspiracy stuff, which is fine. I got no problem with anyone that wants to cover conspiracy stuff. That's your prerogative. I don't care. And what's that other guy's name? The kid, the blonde-haired one. Anyways, he's pretty reasonable too. And they seem like nice people, like genuine people. And then you got the more extreme ones that have built their culture around bullying and lying to people and about people. And those are the ones that I don't really think are contributing positively to the retail community when you're lying to people about how to value a stock. But anyways, hopefully, no matter what type of YouTuber they are or which one of those communities you participate in, I want to see everybody succeed. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be talking to you about how I'm trying to get the lowest entry possible. Not because I want it to fall. I want to buy it, but I want to buy it cheap. So I'm going to share with you my DD.
So Tony, how do you
if that hurts your feelings, that's too bad. I'm telling you where I'm going to buy, literally. And for some reason, they get mad at me.
Tony, how do you buy shares cheap? Tell me.
Patience and DD, mediocre, and not listening to conspiracy theorists.
I'm gonna tell you guys a story. This is 100% true. And it pisses me off. And it's on AMC. I'll be like, oh, I think this is a good spot to buy. The stock will be, it doesn't matter what the price is. I'm just gonna say, but I'll say, oh, I think this is a good spot for me to buy. I'll tell Tony I'm buying right here. Tony will be like, no, I'm waiting. And I'll say, man, Tony, I don't think it's going to get there. This happened more than one time, I'm telling you guys. This fucking guy gets a better entry than me. And I'm like, oh, God, you don't know how I like to be the bottom guy. It drives me nuts.
I don't always get the bottom entry. I mean, I'm trying to time it, but sometimes I miss it.
But Tony, you've gotten several better positions than me, just being more patient than me. And I'm pretty patient, I think.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes I miss it completely. Sometimes it doesn't go down as far as I was thinking it was going to. And then it skyrockets back up. And that's okay with me. Like, oh, I missed that one. There'll be another one. Just be patient for a few more weeks or months and it'll come back around unless the valuation model changes.
But Tony, people think that if they don't catch it right then and there, that they're not going to make any money.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with that. I mean,
the fear of missing out is real.
Yeah.
They don't understand, like, there's a gazillion fucking stocks in the market.
I'm just, I'm trying to share some mindset stuff with you guys. It's okay to be patient. You don't need to buy GameStop every day. I mean, why would you buy it every day, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, when you could just wait 2 weeks and buy 30% more at 1950 or 18 or 17 or whatever, the next dip goes down to?
Here's the truth, you guys. I really like AMC for a lot of reasons. I'm not going to tell you the main reasons, right? The main reason is we know the box office. We can get the information on the box office, right? You could do spreadsheets. You can calculate if they're going to be profitable. You can do all that stuff, okay? Which gives you, in my opinion, an advantage over somebody who doesn't follow it as closely, okay? So for me, I have no problem leaving AMC and going into a different play, making some money over here and coming back to AMC because my due diligence tells me that, it really shouldn't move that much. And if I miss a run up, let's say Roaring Kitty, for example, makes the thing spike way up, I know based on all the information I just told you, it's probably overvalued and it's going to eventually come back and I'll get an entry. It may not be the exact spot that I was in or whatever. That's fine. It shouldn't matter because I was making money over here, right? So, but if it doesn't move, I'm in a better place because I wasn't just sitting there idle with my money.
Mediocre, is it fair to say that we don't hate any stock? We just hate paying too much.
Exactly. I want to make money with my money. I don't want to sit here and hold it. What's the point of holding it if you hold it and it never moves and you didn't make anything, but you keep putting money into it? Like, what's the point?
In economics, that's what we call opportunity cost. You're sitting on your money. It's not working for you if you're not buying low, selling high, really understanding the play honestly to yourself and your friends. learning how to properly value the stock so that you can better figure, what could it fall to? What's the best possible entry I could get on this stock? It's not that we hate the stock. We're trying to understand how the market is looking at it so that we can buy at the best price.
And
So
the thing is,
just because I give you a price target you might not like, it's too low for you. I'm telling you where I'm going to buy.
yeah, neither Tony nor I are trying to convince you of anything, right? We're just giving you our opinion. This is what I do and what works for me. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you, unless it could work for you if you put in the effort, right? You have to put in effort. I'm not saying that you're not putting in an effort. I'm just saying in general, right? But I'm not saying, oh, follow me. Look at, I got a way to, no, I'm not doing that. This is what I'm doing to make money for myself. And
what we want to do is encourage you guys to put in more time and learn besides just reading Reddit and getting excited because Ryan Cohen tweeted an ice cream cone.
Yeah, it's funny, ice cream cone.
Just saying.
I know.
That's cool. That's cool and everything, but you could probably spend a little time learning how to properly value a stock and figure out, I can go make money on this play and this play and this play while I'm waiting for GameStop to come down a few dollars, and then I can buy GameStop because I already know what the proper valuation is and where a more risk-free entry is.
I used to be part of that mindset with you guys. I was there, believe me. I did not want to sell my AMC. The squeeze could happen at any time, and I regret that now, right? And you may not, and that's fine too. I regret it for myself because I left so much money on the table, and I have a family that could have benefited from that money. And had I had that money today, I would be making more money. You know what I mean? And I've always been a trader even before AMC was a thing. It's just that I wanted to believe in the movement, and the movement was great. The problem I have with it now, I'll just tell you, is at that time the government was giving everybody money. So everybody had the money, which basically overpowered short sellers and such. That is not the case today. That's my opinion of it, by the way. And I'll just leave it at that.
We already went over AMC earlier. I went over, so I'm holding AMC and GameStop right now at what I think are pretty reasonable prices. I don't have a stop loss in on AMC because I don't think there's not a lot of downside risk. I don't have a lot of liquidity needs right now. I don't think that I don't see a high risk for ATM. There could be some more debt for equity exchanges, but so I'm just holding and waiting for this quarter to be over, and then maybe analysts upgrade their EPS estimates. GameStop, I have a stop loss in at $19, and if it falls below that, then I'll watch the chart, and even if I got to buy later that day or the next day, that's fine. If it keeps going down and bottoms out, I'm okay hopping back in. Let's talk about Mullen Mediocre. That'll be a fun one. So
Throw up the monkey tamer comment there.
The monkey tamer. If you want to be, we'll listen to these guys. Are you tweeting yourself in the chat?
That's not me. That is not
monkey
me.
Tamer, ape heavy. We did end up becoming ape heavy towards the end of 2023. When it's funny when that phrase got coined, mediocre, I was not ape heavy at that point, but I did eventually go ape heavy.
I forget who made that term up, but
it was the Project Popcorn people. They were accusing us of talking about the arbitrage play because we were heavy on ape, and we weren't at that point. But the more DD we did, we were like, oh fuck. If we don't, the next time these things get wide apart, if we don't sell our AMC and move it into cheap ape, we're going to get fucked.
I was buying Ape at the time a lot, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we were
I would
buying Ape, but we weren't like all in on Ape and no
right.
AMC.
I
We
still
had
held my
both.
AMC position at the time. Is what I'm saying. But I wouldn't buy AMC at the time. I would only buy Ape, and we were still doing due diligence. But the due
Right, right, right,
diligence
right,
said
right.
moving.
Let's talk about Mullen.
Let's do it.
So they just did another 1-for-100 split, and Mediocre. It after the split, it was at 17 cents when we started looking at it last week,
Yeah.
and we went in and bought some, guys. We're going to talk about that in a second because you're going to laugh at this fucking story. We went in and bought Mullen at 17 cents, and then it fell to 12 cents. Which was kind of broke my heart because I would have rather paid 12 than 17 cents.
Yeah, me too. Our percentage gain would have been higher.
But it would have been 9,000% gain instead of 7,000. But it don't matter. They did a 1-for-100 split, 1-for-100 reverse on Tuesday, and it immediately skyrocketed to 12 because of the split. And Mediocre in 3 days, it's already back down to $6.
Yeah.
They got a official delisting notice today. That was in the news, by the way.
Oof.
So once again, they're going to have to go in front of the NASDAQ panel and beg not to get delisted. I mean, this is a hot mess.
We knew this.
Yeah, we knew this going in before we spent our 17 cents, guys. We did do our DD. They announced Bollinger cranked out their first vehicle off the assembly line today, and they got that UAE deal where they're anticipating delivery of some vehicles. The number has not been disclosed. I think it's 2.
So hold on, before we go into too much detail, can I say a smart ass comment?
Yeah.
All right. So there's somebody on the internet, people on the internet who say that we make clickbait videos, right? Your thumbnails are clickbaity. But I just want to say this, Tony. If we were going to make a clickbait video, we could have made a title that said we purchased Mullen for 17 cents.
I still might do that next week, Mediocre. Don't count me out, buddy.
But we turned that 1 Mullen share into 2 AMC.
Yeah, you're ruining the story.
Go ahead.
So it split 1-for-100 on Tuesday. So when we went in and bought it, we bought it on what, Thursday or Friday? We knew that it was going to split and skyrocket to $12 or 17 at the time we bought. Here's the deal, guys. Why I always tell you, read the filings. You know what they fucked up and did in Mullen? You know how normally when there's a reverse split, and in this case, you needed to have, normally if they do a 1-for-100, you got to have 100 shares and you'll get 1 after the reverse split, but the price is 100 times higher. So
Yeah.
you're the same, right? Your position is the same. What Mullen, and if you have less than 100, they basically credit your account cash because you had fractional shares. You didn't have enough to get the 1. In Mullen's filing, it said there will be no fractional treatment of shares. Therefore, anybody after the reverse split will be rounded up to 1 share. I was like, holy shit, Mediocre. We could go all in this baby on 1 share for 17 cents. And on Tuesday, have 1 share for $17. That's like a 9,000% gain.
So Tony showed me the filing, and I'm like, no shit, I'm down.
And we did that. We did that across multiple accounts. Every account we had.
Yes,
So you might say, oh, well, it's $17. Well, do that across 5 accounts. That's almost $100. And you spent less than $1.
Yep.
I mean, come on. It don't get any sweeter than that. I know it's small chump change. It's just a Big Mac meal. But if you use the McDonald's app, you can get 1 Big Mac for the price of another. So it's like 2 Big Mac meals.
And we posted the receipts there. If you want to see them, we posted them on Twitter.
Yeah, and there'll be a great thumbnail coming up next week where we can talk about our 7,000% banger on Mullen. But yeah, I mean, immediately in the morning after the reverse split, we sold our shares. Here's the bummer. As I mentioned, we did it across multiple brokers.
Yeah.
Not all of the brokers have delivered the fucking one share yet.
No,
That's why I haven't put the thumbnail up.
we got a list. Want to tell them which ones haven't yet?
I know which ones have. The ones that I know that have not delivered the share yet is Fidelity and Robinhood. You got any more?
Those are the two that I know.
So what's up, guys? Like, how come these other brokers can deliver the share immediately and Fidelity and Robinhood can't? I don't know. I actually bought my share in Fidelity before the other accounts, and it's the only one that I haven't got paid in yet. So,
and then Webull wouldn't even let you do it.
Yeah, Webull, you had to buy at least $1 worth Mediocre. You had to buy 6 shares. Now, my wife asked me, why didn't you buy 99 shares? Like, if with a deal like that.
Yeah.
And I had to walk her through the math. It doesn't matter if you had 1 share or 99 or 90 or 80 or 50. You were going to get 1 share on Tuesday. Yep. So the cheapest entry was to just buy 1 share. Now, we had people that did it on Webull. They had to buy 6 because we were paying 17 cents and Webull made you do over $1. So have you heard, Mediocre, if the people that were in Webull got their share?
I didn't. So in my son's account, because he's on Webull, I tell him get off of there, but he never ended up doing it. So I really couldn't tell you about the Webull side.
My wife, after I explained everything to her, she's like, why didn't you tell me about this? I got accounts. I was like, fair point. I don't know why I didn't, because I don't know.
My wife's Robinhood account still hasn't
Maybe, Scarlett, you need to join the Discord.
Come on in.
Other than that, Mullen's trash, guys. It was just a funny trade.
It was.
And we're gonna. I talked to Rolf Mediocre about setting up an AI bot to scan every 8K for reverse splits, and then do a sub scan for how they're treating fractional shares. Because now that we know about this little trick, we need to scour every company that's doing a reverse split,
like a free little dividend.
Yeah. A splivdend.
There you go.
It's a split dividend, a splivdend. S2002 says, what is your price protection for GME and a prediction or protection for October? I don't really do price predictions because then somebody's going to blame me. But we can look at the chart. I can show you the supply and demand zones. I think that once the analyst, I said this earlier, and I've said it in the Discord and many people over the past week. I think that in October, once the box office is complete for Q3, that the analysts will not want to be embarrassed in November by all having negative earnings estimates. They all have negative right now, and I don't think it's going to be negative. So I think that in the first couple of weeks of October, you'll see all the analysts quietly upgrade their EPS estimates for AMC. And then you might see the price move up a little bit. Unless they say, oh, well, yeah, based on the great box office, we think AMC is going to make 8 cents a share, but we still have a $4 price target because of the risk of dilution. Then if they say that, I can't promise you what's going to happen with the price.
So I want to tell you guys, we have a secret trading group, and I asked, I'm sorry, that was a funny video. Anyway, I was in chat today, and my good buddy Rolf, I asked him a question because we look at a bunch of different stocks, and I don't want to divulge his position or anything, but I was asking about a different play and what he thought about that play versus this AMC play. Okay. And the reason I asked him is because I wanted to get his price target out of him. And so basically, I kind of asked him what his thoughts were on his price target for AMC, which I'm not going to tell you guys because it's not, that's for him to tell somebody if he wants. But anyways, what's funny about it is it was the same price target I had come up with for myself. Tony, you want to add to that?
Who was it that you were talking to?
Rolf.
Oh, well, I imagine it was a very reasonable price target then.
It was.
So I have this supply zone up here between 540 and 570, and that's going to act as resistance even when good news comes out at the end of this quarter. We need to see it push through this, and then I think it could go up and set a new level up here potentially. I'm not pointing at $10, by the way. I'm pointing in this
the empty space right there.
Anything above 570, it could settle up here and trade up there. But I mean, guys, the way I look at it, it's not too exciting. The market is looking at forward 12-month earnings. This is my way of looking at this stock. Just separate all the MOAS talk and conspiracies and trillions of naked shorts. If you just want to look at fundamentals like I am, what are the forward 12 months expected earnings? And let's say we make 8 cents this quarter, and let's say we make 12 cents next quarter. That's 20 cents. And let's say we make 30 and 30 the next 2 quarters. I'm just making up numbers. That's what, 80 cents? Mediocre. 80 cents times time. Let's give it a really generous PE ratio of 30. Now, Cinemark and IMAX are trading around 25. So if we say 80 cents times a PE ratio of 30, 0.8 times 30, that's the price target. Is that right? $24? 80 cents times 30. Well, mediocre. That would give you a price target of $24. Well, if however they make 8 cents for 4 quarters, now you're at 0.08 times 4, 32 cents times a PE ratio of, let's do a rational PE ratio of 25. You're at a price target of $8. So, I mean, if we put aside for a second the fear of dilution and the debt for equity swaps and the legal case, if AMC was able to book 8 cents a quarter for the next 4 quarters and didn't dilute, I would say that an $8 price target is very reasonable. Does anybody disagree? We got any haters in here? I know you could say, but Tony, they're not going to make 8 cents a quarter for the next 4 quarters. That's opinion, speculation. Show me your spreadsheet. Tell me how you know what the box office is going to be. We're just speculating here. We're just running some numbers.
Yeah. Doing some math, and we're mathing.
We're mathing. The maths here. I think, if AMC starts booking profitable quarters, it's pretty reasonable. The risk to reward is pretty good right here, I think. For me, I like to speculate, mediocre. If you're going to cry because you lose your money, don't fucking play in money-losing stocks that have risk of dilution. That's not your playground. Go to the blue chip playground. Go over there to the ETF index tracking fund playground. You won't have to cry. Over here, there could be some crying. But the only person to blame is because you hit your own self in the eye. Nobody punched you. All right, so we saw Mediocre right there, a wide range of price targets, $8 to $24. I mean, I don't know. You tell me a box office number, I can tell you what the earnings will be, and then just multiply that times 25. That'll give you a very simple back of the envelope way to do your own price target.
Yeah. I mean, I hope.
What is the beeping? Yeah, I hear a beeping too. I think it's something in my
Is it
house.
me?
I'm going to refill my beer, and I'm going to check and see if I left the oven on. I'll be right back.
I'm going to thank Broke Ape again for that ticker symbol ASTS. Thank you again, Broke Ape. I really do appreciate that. And you know, you're a member in the Discord. You can jump in anytime. And what's up? Let me see what else we got for chats here. Go look at some chats. Oh. Load up, chat.
That was me, Mediocre. That was my oven.
Oh, was it? What are you making?
Well, I cooked some food before the live stream instead of waiting till midnight to eat. You know how I often do. I oven broiled some Brussels sprouts and garlic salt, olive oil, and balsamic vinaigrette.
Sounds very Italian of you.
And then mix that up with some sauteed chicken.
Diego Sanchez says, "Oh my God, I thought that beeping was from my house."
No, I couldn't hear it, because Adam was talking in this ear and Sean Goodman was talking in this one, and it's really hard to hear beeping in the background.
Oh yeah, they had you all messed up tonight.
Yeah.
They wouldn't shut up, would they?
They wouldn't. Six Son.
Tony, we need you to put the fire out because we're getting sued. Oh God, I'm only kidding, people. For the love of God.
People believe that shit, Mediocre.
I know they do.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Six Son says, how low do you see AMC going? Six Son, I have 2 supply zones drawn in here, amigo. These are where I'd prefer to buy in if it touches these supply zones. That for me is like the most risk-free entry, 440 down to 432. And then there's this other tiny one, which we haven't touched since June, around 419, 420. But I mean, if you look at the trend, it looks like we want to head back down there. That'd be cool with me if I could buy some around 430. But I bought at 420, and then I added a little more at 460, and then I added a little more today at 465 because we're getting close to the end of the quarter, and I just think that maybe we won't go all the way down here by the end of the month. It's really going to depend on if you guys go see any movies this weekend. Now, I'm hearing that Transformers 1 is not going to be the blockbuster I was hoping. I was hoping that we'd have $100 million opening weekend. I don't know what you guys are hearing. Anybody hearing different than me? I'm hearing like 30 million this weekend. Kind of disappointing because I want $200 million of box office before the end of this month, and losing this weekend, only making 50 million is not going to help us. But we still have a chance. We still have a chance for 2.65 billion by the end of the month. Mediocre, can we promise the folks a little celebration in October if we close the domestic box office over 2023 Q3?
Yes.
If this quarter beats last year's Q3, we got something special planned for you guys.
Yes, we do. Yep.
So go see some damn movies. I told my wife last night, honey, I got 7 movies on my list. We got 10 days. She's like, do we need to do a double? Do we need to do a double header? I was like, that's my little trooper
Double
right there. That's my trooper.
Pack them in, baby. Pack them in.
Stack them and pack them.
Let's make those movies profitable, baby.
Oh, by the way, happy birthday to my wife.
Oh, yes.
It was her birthday a couple days ago. I took her to Chuck E. Cheese, let her play the games. She loves to toss the basketball and do the little whack-a-mole thing.
So you can't. Oh my God. You are such a joke.
I said, honey, what is your birthday wish? She's like, Tony, you've really given me everything I need. If I had one wish, it would be that all YouTubers treat their wives right and, take good care of their marriage, just like you do. I was like, wow, that is a beautiful thought. Anya says, I just keep getting herb commercials, whatever that was. I don't even know what that is, Anya.
Oh, Tony, you know what else I forgot to bring up in this video?
What's that?
This is for the chat, for the people who don't know. I learned this last week that I was a hedge fund baby.
Oh, you are was it a hedge fund baby?
Yes, that's what I learned.
I thought it was something else.
No. A trust fund baby.
Trust fund baby. Yeah. If you're
yeah.
a hedge. No, remember my son is the hedge fund baby because he works for a hedge fund.
Yeah.
He works for a hedge fund.
Got him and I confused.
According to the conspiracy. Keep your conspiracies correct.
Yeah.
Mediocre.
My conspiracies are a little fucked up.
My son who's a college student, apparently works for Citadel or some bullshit.
Yeah, not me though. I'm
not you. You're the trust fund baby. Now, what is a trust fund baby, Mediocre? Why would someone call you that?
They think I got a lot of money, I guess. I don't know, Tony.
Well, you do have a lot of money, but from what I understand, you earned it from a lot of hard work, and a lot of trading with very good risk mitigation skills.
That is another true statement.
A fair amount of DD and a fair amount of avoiding conspiracy theory clickbait channels, from what I understand.
Yeah, I don't watch any YouTubes, to be honest with you. Yeah. I probably wouldn't even have watched that one if it wasn't given to me. But I gotta be honest. I'll be honest. I did find it amusing. Okay. What educational? Not really. Amusing, 100%.
Correct says, why work for Citadel when you can work for Virtu? Correct. I don't know if you heard that story, but last summer he went to New York to work for a private equity firm. By the way, what's that dude up in Canada? You know, the shill, the YouTuber, Plain Bagel. I'm just kidding. He's not a shill. He's very good, talented.
You had me confused on the Canadian dude.
He made a video today talking about why does everybody hate private equity. Go watch that one. I think it's actually a very fair and balanced video. But my son is in a 5-year college program to get his bachelor's in accounting and master's in finance. And he's a go-getter. He started doing his internships early because he wants to have a job right out of college. And I said, well, do you want to be an accountant? No, he said, I want to work in venture capital or private equity, go find deals and, get those fat bonus checks. So he did an internship in New York last summer for a private equity firm, but it was a real estate company, and they had him analyzing commercial real estate in New York. And then, of course, the popcorn project nut jobs are like, here's Tony's son. Here's his full name, his date of birth, his address. Here's his dorm room number if you need to go look him up. He works for Citadel.
Oh, what the hell?
I'm not even joking.
Oh,
these fucking nut jobs. And then they get mad when someone, doxes them while they're trying to lay out a college kid's life on social media because he's doing an internship while he's going
not
to
even
college.
fucking trading the stock.
These people are
Okay.
nut jobs. These popcorn project people. He had a different internship this summer that he just got back from. He was out in California.
1 minute, Tony.
And he was working for a hedge fund in California, but it was not Citadel and it was not Virtu. But he's getting experience. It's a few weeks. It's not, you don't get hired there. It's padding your pre-job hunting resume. Look, Correct says, I bet it is a good video. Plain Bagel makes good stuff. Everybody should watch him. Yeah, people sometimes ask me, who do you watch, Tony? And who do you recommend? Plain Bagel is a great channel for no nonsense, teach you real shit type stuff. And I like Patrick Byrne too. Wait, is it Patrick Byrne? What's that British guy that does all the finance videos, Corex? Oh, and a Noisy Corex is a good one too, but he sometimes doesn't like meme stock, so, and he might hurt your feelings, so be careful.
You should bring him on, Tony, if he wants to jump in here.
Patrick Boyle, thank you, Corex. Corex, you want to come on and say hi to the folks? I'll toss you over an invite.
Are you interested, sir?
We're just we're chilling tonight. I think we've already run through all the stocks we wanted to talk about. You might have some legal updates to update us with, but you got to be nice because we don't try and hurt feelings over here. I saw that Rivian got tanked today. Mediocre. Rivian is down 11%. I was, Mediocre about a year ago. I really had a high interest in starting to cover all the EV stocks, and I did videos on several of them for a couple quarters. And all I was seeing, the more I did the DD on these stocks, the more I realized that they're all fucked.
Yeah, they are. And I just, why? That's why I don't put no money into them.
Yeah, they're all fucked. Until,
I don't think there's one other than Tesla. Tesla's
beautiful cars. Many of them have dealerships in my area. I've driven just about every brand out there. But good Lord, man, these guys are money melting machines. And so I think if you want to be EV positive, that's cool. But if you want to be an investor, boy, be patient. Be patient, because they're going to, until they get to that point where they're making more income, you're going to be dealing with more debt, more dilution, and more equity raises and all that nonsense, which a lot of y'all don't like. I think my wife is about to be home, and we talked about going to a movie. I just heard the Ring doorbell. Let me turn off the Gatling guns in the front yard, Mediocre. Hang on one second.
Yep. Shut them down. We don't need nobody getting hurt.
Yeah, only the popcorn project people. All right, Gatling guns disengaged. Let me drop the bridge over the moat so she can get in the door. All right.
I love it.
Let me raise the portcullis. All right. Now I'm going to check and see if there's any movies we can see tonight, because that was our late night plan. We got Transformers 1 at 10:20 p.m. Never Let Go at 9:30. I'm going to ask her when she walks in if the attack dog doesn't take her out once she crosses through the door. 9:30. That means the movie starts at like 9:50. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. I'll ask her here in a minute.
We can end now, Tony, if you want.
Well, she came back from yoga. She might be all relaxed and tired. So we'll see. When she walks in. Jim says, what about Intel? Jim, good question. And Anya was jumping up and down in Discord today about Intel, because some of us have been buying Intel. We've been watching Intel for a long time, right, guys? I haven't been making videos on it because I was really waiting for this big red candle. And finally that candle came. We've been watching. We got the big red candle. We're waiting for it. You can see I started buying. And I still haven't been making videos because I don't want to rush them out too soon if it's going to keep going down. But we got a little bit of good news. And so I'm in Intel at 2067 and 1923.
I might have to look into that and start selling puts. It's on
For me, Mediocre, this is a play for, you're not going to like it. You may as well plan on being in this thing 5 years. It's going to be boring as fuck because it's got its own set of problems and it's not risk-free.
Yeah.
But the news today was Intel and Qualcomm. Potential Qualcomm takeover. A potential Qualcomm takeover of Intel makes sense as an analyst. So I'll read the news articles this weekend and maybe finally put out that long-awaited Intel video. But we have been buying it. I've been talking about it in the Discord. And, there's a lot of stuff I buy, guys, I don't talk about on YouTube. A lot of stuff I sell and take profits on, I don't talk about on YouTube. Mediocre, even if we buy something cheap and sell it, people still say we didn't make the trade. So what's even the point of talking about it?
I don't know. I mean, I never post my position. Now, it's the only one that I ever posted. And the only reason why I really did it was basically to thank Broke Ape, which I thanked him again tonight, by the way, while you were filling your beer up. But, and I only thanked him because he brought it to my attention and it allowed me to have a good look at it. And it had what we look for, right? If it doesn't have what a lot of times some of the, not that you guys give us bad plays or whatever. I appreciate what you guys ask us to look at, right? Because it might be something I might be interested in getting into, or Tony, you know what I mean, or whoever. But the implied volatility, the IV on the options chain was so high, and it just made sense based on my trading style. That's what I'll say. And that's why I did what I did. But I couldn't make a snap decision like that. I had to look at it and put some time into it. And I thought that Broke Ape deserved a thank you, right? That's all.
Dink says pass on Intel as an investment, trade okay. I wouldn't disagree with you, Dink. I don't know if I've set my sell target on this chart up here or not. I don't think that I have. It's too early for me to say where I would sell Intel at. I don't know. Do we ever see 30 again? Do we see 40, 50? I don't know. I have no short-term expectation that this is going to run up. Sometimes I get lucky and I buy them way down here, and then, a couple months later they take off. That happened to me with Intel, happened with Disney, quite a few, not Intel, Tesla. Sometimes we get lucky. Maybe Qualcomm excites people and Intel runs up, and I just trade out of it and look for the next one. Korek says, Tony talks about Intel like I talk about Kirkland. So you kind of like Kirkland's, but you're not in love with it, and you realize it might be a long-term play. Is that kind of how you look at it? Monkey Tamer Ape Heavy says, can we watch Morant's live stream from 2 hours ago? I don't know. I only watch other YouTubers if I can actually learn something, or if I'm really fucked up drunk and I need a good laugh. And I'm just not drunk enough to watch that nonsense tonight. So no, we're not going to do that. This is definitely not anything over there that we can learn. Anya says, I also thanked Broke Ape for HE. Was he the one that brought HE to us?
Oh yeah, he did actually.
Oh my gosh, Broke Ape, you might get the Discord member or YouTube member of the year award. Those were two beautiful plays.
Yeah, and actually, I still keep track of HE today.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. I was tracking it every day, Mediocre, waiting. It's back around
I looked at it today.
$11.
I checked it
So
out today.
we were buying HE
We should
as
have
it was.
bought it.
We were
God.
buying HE as it was coming down here. First, we were trading it after this big dip. And wait, was it that long ago, Mediocre?
Yeah, it was a while ago when it dropped to 7. We were talking about it, and I wanted to make the play.
No,
and I
but
never
like, was the
triggered.
big drop? Yeah, the big drop was in August of 20. It's been a fucking year that we've been trading this thing.
Yes.
Good Lord. So yeah, we were trading it here, and then it started going down. We're like, yeah, we're done with that. We were selling covered calls on it and such, and it started going down. So we're like, all right, let's just put it aside for a while. Tired of that toy. When it dropped below $10, you can see my green line. My alarm went off, and I alerted everybody, and we started buying again. And then booyah, boing, it went up from 761 to $17. And we all
Anya
got,
did great on that play.
yeah, we all got out. Anya, I think, probably had the best trade. But the important thing was everybody made profits, whatever percentage you made. And I got an alarm still. I'm waiting for it to come back down to around 10. And then we roll the dice again, because this is a lawsuit trade.
Yes.
There's no guarantee of profits on this thing.
And it's risky.
It's risky as fuck.
Yes.
So not on my recommended list. I don't talk about it on YouTube much. We talk about it in the Discord and the voice chats only, because
and we do a lot of research on it. When we do
yes.
put our money in, we can't just
we read hundreds of pages on this shit. Well, I do.
No, I read it, Tony.
I know you were there with me that night. We were reading it together.
That thing was but why can't it hold its gain? That's I don't know.
Because it was lawsuit news, Mediocre, but not lawsuit resolution.
Exactly.
And all we need is we just buy it cheap again, minimize our risk. If it goes bankrupt, I'd rather go bankrupt owning it at 7 than 17. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if it runs up and you got in at 7, 8, 9, 10, then I think you're going to have another good run up. So we're keeping an eye on HE. If you want to invest in it, do not buy it because I'm talking about it. Go do the work yourself and understand exactly the risk that you're taking on.
Maybe Corex will take that one on and read the lawsuit paperwork.
Maybe he will.
I'm volunteering Corex to do some DD.
Anya says, Tony sent me a Discord message when HE hit 18. Were you not even watching it that day, Anya? Can you imagine, Anya, if it was up to 18 and you didn't see it?
Oh, my God.
I try and keep track. You know, if people in the Discord tell me they're playing a play with me, I try and make sure I alert them like, hey, you might want to take some profits off the table here at least. I'm not telling you to sell, but
I feel bad.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to sell, but you might want to go look at the price.
Yeah. Figure out what you're going to do. It's on you now.
Correct says he's been meaning to take a look at the HE lawsuits. I think there's much more interesting ones that you're looking at right now, Correct, honestly.
I don't know what's on his plate, so.
Johnny says, can you explain the Mullen buy? Yeah, in a nutshell, in their reverse split paperwork, they had no treatment of fractional shares other than rounding them up, which is very unusual. Normally, if you do a 1 for 100 reverse split, if you don't have 100 shares, you don't get one the next day. You just get your broker sends you, they pay you 12 cents a share, whatever the price was for every fractional share that you owned. In the case of Mullen, they said, we're not going to pay any cash for fractional shares. In fact, we have no cash, sorry. So would you mind if we just round you up to 1 share on Tuesday?
No, sir, I don't mind. You can round me up.
I said I could buy 1 share, and You could round me up. That's fine. I won't complain. So we bought one share for 17 cents. Some people got it as low as 12 cents. And when we woke up after the reverse split, we still had one share because they rounded us up, but now it was worth $12. So that's the story of how I made 7,000% in 3 days. Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what percentage you're going to get.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was just for fun. We knew it was going to be dollar-wise a low gain because we just bought one share in as many different brokers as we could.
I mean, yeah, 7,000% gain on 17 cents.
That's my best trade since I made 1,000% on AMC in May.
It's a free lunch, right, Tony?
Yeah, that's a free lunch.
A Happy Meal at the Mickey D's, you know?
I still haven't heard my wife come in the front door. I wonder if the attack dog got loose in the front yard, Mediocre.
Did you drop the drawbridge for the moat or no?
I did. Let me check and see if it got hung up. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, man.
Huh. There's no car in the driveway. Could be a burglar.
Uh-oh.
Let me see if there's any popcorn in the driveway. Hang on.
Oh, God, I can't. Oh, man, that shit was funny, dude.
There was something by the front door. Can't
was
tell
a
what the fuck it
popcorn
was.
kernel.
There's something moving by the front door. Is that a moth or what the fuck is that? It's fucking huge.
Well, you are in Texas, Tony.
I mean, all right. Let me pause this. See the right side of the camera here? Whatever that is, it's fucking huge.
It is.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go investigate. Should I take the gun?
For the bug, dude?
I don't know what it is.
It's going to put a hole in the camera, Tony. It's Dracula, Tony.
It's a chupacabra.
At least it's not that Frankenstein-looking individual over there on the YouTubes.
Anya says it's a bat. All right, hang on 1 second. Let me go see what it was.
All right. Let's see. I'll read some comments since he's walking away. What do we got? Anya says, not everyone watches stocks the way you two do. I don't ever look at stocks, Anya. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Anya says maybe it's the Amazon delivery guy. I guess that's possible. Six Son got out of HE at $19. I'd say good job, Six Son. I like it. Johnny P says, can you explain the Mullen buy?
Yeah, we just did.
We did that.
Mediocre. Everything's cool. It was a flyer that a solicitor had left above my doorbell, and it fell, apparently. Re-elect McKinsey for Austin City Council. She's always fighting for us. She looks like a fighter. She looks like a fighter.
Does she? Does she got cauliflower ears? Is she like an MMA fighter? What kind of fighter are we talking about?
Look.
I see it. Oh, yeah. She looks like she fights in the UFC.
Wife says, I'm leaving the yoga class now. Well, I guess you can kiss a movie goodbye tonight then.
What happened to Korax? He's not going to come in here and tell us anything funny?
He probably, he's probably got a live stream scheduled tomorrow and he just wants to relax tonight. That's what I'm thinking.
What a bum. Yeah.
Why come on here and fight with shills and trolls when he can do that all on his own tomorrow?
That is true. He can.
Six Son says, Tony, don't open the door, whatever you do. Too late.
What is this, some sort of a scary movie? We are getting close to Halloween.
Whatever you do, don't open the door. My mic was on, so you would have heard me scream if it was something bad. Korax, next week we're going to have a thumbnail that says how I made 7,000% on Mullen, just so the trailer park analysts can fact check us.
Monkey Tamer Ape Heavy says, where are my donuts and camels?
Donuts and camels.
Oh, God.
I'm starting to figure out who Monkey Tamer Ape Heavy might be.
It isn't me.
I know, but the more he comments, I'm starting to think that I know who it is.
I'm sure you know who he is.
And I'm pretty sure that his name has 3 letters in it. Do you think I'm right?
That's 4.
Oh.
No, 5 letters. I don't know how to spell it. Never mind.
Okay. Well, you can
he
tell me
changes his name all the time, guy. You know, I don't even know what his name is in the chat. I don't even look at that. I just know his voice.
Oh, is it that? Okay, yeah, the guy that changes his name a lot. All right, I know that guy.
I know you do. I'm just gonna be patriotic and put these, American flag glasses on.
Mediocre, are you? I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but and maybe Korax too, if he's interested. Are you interested in doing a live stream on election night, but on Rumble?
Absolutely.
Just to pop a 6-pack or a 12-pack or a fucking case, whatever we need to get through it, and just watch the election results come in.
Sure.
I don't really do politics on this channel, and certainly not on YouTube. But maybe on Rumble that might be fun.
Yeah, at least for one night, right?
Yeah.
Why
and
not?
then, so we got that coming up. And if domestic box office Q3 2024 beats Q3 2023, we got something special for you guys lined up too.
No, Creasmo, it's not Gus. If it was Gus, he would have spilled the beans on everything.
Gus would have been more blunt. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely. Gus got no filter, especially on Friday nights when he's been drinking.
Six Son says, I never got access to the AMC room in Discord. The AMC room used to be for voice verified people only. Six Son, just send me a DM. If you're still in the Discord, send me a DM on Discord and I'll make sure you have the right access to it. It's not that we're trying to protect any information. It's just there's a lot of... I'm trying to minimize the community from having to deal with trolls and bullshit people.
Don't lie to him, Tony. That's the top secret room.
That's the top secret room. We don't say anything in there that we don't eventually talk about here. But I'm in the Discord all day, every day. So if you're not getting frequent enough information, because I don't have time to do YouTube every day, then join the Discord. It's optional. I don't push it. And there is I heard someone the other day say he just wants to make clickbait thumbnails to get you to join his $50 Discord. Huh. Funny how you didn't mention the free part of the Discord, Bubby. He didn't mention the big banner at the top for the free access.
No, of course.
Facts are so inconvenient to some of these channels, Mediocre.
Yeah, of course they didn't mention that.
Ridiculous.
Creedmo, no, it's not Rolf. Rolf is a gentleman. I'll say that.
Rolf is a true gentleman. Yeah, there is in this video description, if you're watching on YouTube, there is a link to the Discord, and there is free access to the Discord, but it is limited to the educational stuff. If you want to talk about tickers and specific stocks, you're going to have to upgrade. But you want to just come in and soak up some free knowledge, same stuff I do videos on, that is always free. Well, it is now anyways. My wife is blowing up my phone, Mediocre. Is there any... She's still... Oh, how sweet. Is there any late night movies like at 10:30 or something? Wow. Let me see. Go ahead, Mediocre. Read a question.
Dink says, what's Discord?
It's where shills steal your money, according to social media.
Dink, Discord is where we communicate. You know, we have voice conversations, we have messages. It's easy for us to put information in there.
Voice chat all day.
Yeah. You can, you know, if a filing drops on AMC, for example, you could drop it into Discord real quick and everybody in the Discord gets it quickly. It's just a way to communicate rather than jumping on YouTube, shit like that. If you really didn't know what Discord was, that's what it is. That's what we use it for anyways.
Never Let Go is at 10:30. Yeah. Shoot, I bet she'd like that movie. What a trooper.
He says, that's sarcasm. Then I wasted my time. It's all right, Dink.
Yeah, Dink is in my Discord.
I know he is. I seen him in there. I read the freaking message yesterday. I'm just a friggin' airhead, dude. Whatever.
I am typically up. I'm typically awake every day between 4:30 a.m. and 6 a.m. And I'll open up the Discord and see, you know, what's going on, post any thoughts if I have any that early. But mostly I'm up early checking news, checking early market, pre-market movers. And then, you know, I'm on Discord till I go to sleep. So that's like midnight. I mean, I even if you were paying $20 a month for access to timely information from someone that's not going to pump you full of bad information, conspiracy theories, hype, nonsense, throw out the occasional good ticker to look at. We've had quite a few bangers here in the past few months, Mediocre.
Absolutely, we have.
You know, some people think that's worth 10 cents a day or $1 a day. And if you don't, then, you know, it's no pressure. The YouTube's always going to be free here. And,
listen, I hate to break it to you guys. I'm going to let you know. I know for a fact that Tony pays for Dilution Tracker. Okay? And that shit is not cheap.
Dilution Tracker, stockanalysis.com, Morningstar. We're adding in Options Flow, which is even more expensive. Fintel. I mean, all of these things are $75 a month each, right, minimum.
The tools are not cheap.
So yeah, your Discord contributions are not going to make me rich. They're not contributing to lining my pockets. They're helping pay the tools for all of us to be better traders. That's how I look at it.
Right.
You don't want to join a Discord and want to go sign up for $500 a month in tools that you pay for yourself, then just go do that. But if you want to, you know, for a couple dollars, have access to all of that, ask me any question you want. Tony, can you look up this? Can you look up that? Can you post a table? Can you post a chart? That's what the community in the Discord's for. And it is free from all the conspiracy nonsense and bullshit on all the other channels.
That is true.
Anya says, Tony, I am hearing bad things about chocolate prices. Drought in Africa will hurt supply. Let's pull up Hershey, Anya, and take a look. I have not been looking at the news. I just have Hershey on long-term park, but let's take a look. So I bought Hershey at 183. It's at 195 right now. So I'm going to say, Anya, because it's kind of late, I don't want to try and dig into chocolate futures prices tonight, but I will this weekend, because if it's going to come back down, you know, maybe we take profits here and wait for it to come back down. So thank you for the heads up. I will check into it for sure this weekend because I have a position and we need to know. And thank you for the heads up. That is part of the power of community. We kind of all know what everybody's trading, and maybe you don't catch something. I got a lot of tickers in my portfolio. Sometimes I get distracted and I miss a news item. So thank you, Anya. Yeah, we got a big red candle there today. Or for the week, 201 down to 195. I'll take a look, Anya, and update you guys this weekend. Walt, the man in the middle, says, hello, Mediocre and.
What's up? How you doing? What's up, Walt? What's going on with you? You having a good week? Ready for the weekend or what? I am.
Anya says, Rolf is a gentleman. He answers my questions. I'm too embarrassed to ask anyone else. Anya, oh, you hurt me. Anya.
Rolf is 100% a true gentleman.
He's a gentleman and a scholar.
100%.
I've heard that he's got an entire library of leather-bound books that smells of rich mahogany. His favorite scent is what is it? The fuck was that? God dang it! I'm having an Anchorman brain fart for a minute.
I don't know.
What was that? Fucking panther blood or something?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm full of movie trivia, but sometimes I can't remember what I'm trying to think of. This is an Anchorman reference. So I just threw a couple of them in there.
I know the movie you're talking about now, but I'm not sure of the part you're talking about. I don't know it.
There was one scene where he was talking about himself being kind of a big deal, and then there was another scene where one of the other guys was they were getting ready to go out, and he pulls out his top secret stash of cologne.
MD says sexy panther.
Sex Panther, yeah. That was it.
Sex Panther, yeah, that's it.
And he's like, he was so proud of this cologne, Mediocre, and then he let the other guys smell it, and they were all like, oh God damn. What is that? There's two movies that you should probably watch again this weekend if you're not going to AMC. We already talked about one in the Discord earlier. Please go watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because you just should watch that on a regular. And Anchorman, and then we were talking about some Adam Sandler movies. I was talking with Shiro. He's never seen Waterboy. How can you not have seen Waterboy? Adam Sandler. And the other one, what was it? Mr. Dinks? Is that the right title? Where he inherits something and he becomes the CEO of this company, and he's walking in the boardroom in his tennis shorts and flip-flops.
I'm not sure.
Um,
But Monkey Tamer says Rolf would never make crude jokes as I do, which is 100% true.
MD says Sex Panther. 60% of the time, it works every time. That is right. Have I ever tried Blue Rhino? Isn't that an LP gas?
Yes, it is. Blue Rhino propane.
Yeah, I think I have some out there on the back deck.
Propane and propane accessories.
Now you're going to send me down a Hank Hill rabbit hole.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Deeds. Thank you. I was in my brain. I was remembering Mr. Deets, like Deets, but it is Mr. Deeds. That's a pretty damn funny movie too. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You want to laugh, go watch Waterboy and Mr. Deeds, and then watch the Gigolo movie. God
Oh,
damn.
that's a funny movie.
Yeah.
Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow, American Gigolo. That's one tall bitch. When he's walking down the street with that really tall girl. Oh, there's so many quotes in there that crack me up. Mediocre. And then the girl with the Tourette syndrome. He's like taking her on a date, and she's like, "Oh, nipple pincher."
Oh man, that was a rough movie, man.
It's hilarious. Hilarious. GT, what's up, amigo? Anya says the highlight tonight is Tony's new vocab word, splivdend. I actually didn't make that up, Anya. That was stolen from the GameStop people who thought they were going to get a short squeeze when GameStop lied to them and said that the 4-for-1 forward split was going to be a dividend. All they heard was the word dividend, and they're like, "Oh boy, squeeze guaranteed." And of course,
And then they birthed the new word, split it. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even say
what
it.
they didn't know. I put out videos about this carefully, trying to explain it as I'm known to do, that this was not going to cause a short squeeze. It was going to be treated exactly like a normal 4-for-1 forward split. Nobody watched that because why would you? Why would you? And then, of course, it didn't squeeze. I sold right then, by the way, locked in the gains. And then
You're not a diamond-handed ape.
The price cratered as I expected it would. And now, they want to sue FINRA. They want to sue the brokers.
You're supposed to hold diamond hands, Tony.
Yeah, no.
Don't you want to fix market corruption, Tony?
You guys, speaking of movies, you know what I watched again last night, and my wife had never seen it, but she loves the actress. We watched The Menu, which came out, I guess, about a year ago. It has that girl with the really wide eyes. I forget her name. She was in the Mad Max movie a couple months ago. I forget her name because she's just now starting to get on my favorites list, but she was in The Menu, and I knew, because she was in it, my wife would enjoy that movie. And it was a great movie until, again, I had the same reaction watching it on TV as I did in the theater. Like the ending was a little bit of a letdown. I felt like they could have ended it a little bit better, but pretty entertaining movie, especially if you're a foodie.
I liked the Beetlejuice movie. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, we enjoyed that one. We've watched, I've watched so many movies in the past week.
I know.
And we got 7 to go in the next 10 days. I watched Am I Racist? Matt Walsh. I wanted it to be Borat level funny. I get the message that he was trying to push in the movie. I get it. I don't
walking around with sandals and socks too.
I don't disagree with him. The movie wasn't entertaining enough for me. But the message, yeah, I kind of agree with it. The Killer's Game with Dave Bautista. I'm just going through my phone here, my AMC app. Killer's Game was good. We saw The Front Room. That was pretty hilarious. I thought it was going to be a horror movie. It was just about a really cranky mother-in-law. And the grotesque factor and the annoying factor of that lady was so over the top. We were laughing like, oh my God. I would go see The Killer's Game out of those 3. We saw Usher. I saw Reagan. Speak No Evil was a really good movie. Highly recommend that one. We saw Beetlejuice and we saw Afraid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies so far in September, and I have 7 to go. So it'll be a 15 movie month.
Tony.
How
was the Usher movie?
The Usher concert. We're big Usher fans. Like that, I grew up in that era when Usher was popular. You know how we were listening to that era of music earlier today in Discord?
We was wilding out.
Yeah, I like Usher. Always have. And my wife, even though she's a little bit younger than me, I don't even know she was born when Usher came out.
I mean, Tony, you took her to Chuck E. Cheese for her birthday.
I'm just having fun with it. She's in her mid-30s, you dorks. She also likes Usher. So she enjoyed it. She knew more of the songs than I did, Mediocre, which was a little embarrassing because that wasn't really her era. But the only bad thing, and I haven't even seen any numbers from AMC talking about Usher, and I probably know why. There were only 6 people in the theater, Mediocre, for Usher.
Oh, wow.
Kind of disappointing. And I was doing spot checks. Most of the shows in Austin had 2, 4, 6 people. And then it didn't help that they were only showing it at noon, once a day at noon. And they hardly did any marketing. So I would say to you, Adam and the marketing team at AMC, if you're watching, what the fuck? How are you going to distribute a movie and not market it properly?
Yeah, I mean,
the marketing sucked.
But hold on, Tony. What did AMC just hire?
A VP of distribution?
No, I thought they hired a marketing guy.
You mean the new guy on the board?
Yeah, what's his title?
You mean the new board member, Marcus Glover?
Yes.
Just because he's a brother don't mean he like Usher.
I didn't say that.
Come on, Mediocre. I mean,
I said, isn't he is he a marketing guy? What's his title? I forgot.
He's a board member.
Yes.
His background is in delighting customers.
Okay, yes.
Hospitality.
Same thing, marketing, hospitality.
But he's a CFO. He's not a marketing dude. He's a CFO over at Caesars or
he's not going to help us in the marketing department then, Tony.
He's not going to help them in marketing. But he might have said, "Hey, Adam, yo, man, Usher."
I tried to give AMC the benefit of the doubt there, Tony, but it obviously didn't work.
Sixon says, Tony, if you're interested, you might want to look into XRP. They're working with governments around the world behind the scenes. I have had a passing interest in XRP over the years. And then Lou started talking about it. And, that's the same guy that recommended GTII and a bunch of other bullshit stocks. So if he was interested in XRP, I was kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Anya says, what the fuck, going to a movie at noon? Yeah, that was on a Sunday when we saw Usher at noon, or Saturday, Anya, Saturday at noon. And sometimes, sometimes we want our evening free and there's movies we need to go see, so we'll go early. I would prefer 2 p.m. to noon, but they only had noon available for Usher.
That seems weird, man.
Baby UFO says the new board member is a pro gaslighter. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know either.
Sixon, I do agree with you. From the DD I did back in the day about XRP, but I haven't looked at it recently. I can check into it again this weekend. What do we mean by he's a pro gaslighter? Baby UFO says, I went to a movie at noon once and backed into Jeff Goldblum in line. My only random accidental bumping into a celebrity out in the wild, Baby UFO, was Kenny G. Did you ever hear me tell this story, Mediocre?
Which one?
When I met Kenny G?
No, I didn't.
I was in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We would go there every December for like a 3-week vacation, hang out on the beach, have Christmas in the 90 degree, 80 degree, whatever it is. And we were at a little bar / nightclub in downtown San Juan, just having some beers with friends there in San Juan. And there was this guy standing by himself. It was dark. You know how bars are.
You
He was
telling
just
me
standing.
he was a loner?
He was like a loner standing by himself drinking a beer. And I went over to my girl and I said, hey, look at that guy over there trying to look like Kenny G. He's got that whole curly hair thing going on.
Oh my God.
And then I looked on my phone and Kenny G had a concert there the next night. That was fucking Kenny G by himself in the wild.
Which Kenny G?
The
Citadel?
saxophone player, the real Kenny G.
Okay, got you. All right, I'm just making sure. I gotta keep the.
Not Ken Griffin. Oh yeah, I can just wait for the Tony Denaro confesses he met Kenny G in San Juan.
Exactly.
No, you dipshits, the musician.
Trying to make jokes over here and straighten you out. You'll have a video out, a hate video out tomorrow, Tony, on you. Fact check this.
San Juan, Puerto Rico, but I forget the name of the bar that we were at. We frequented different bars every night.
Tony, did you know if you lived in Puerto Rico for 6 months in one day, you don't have to pay federal income tax?
I have heard that. Yeah, I was looking for a while at buying a condo down there in Dorado or somewhere just to rent it out and then have a place because we were going there, usually every summer and then every Christmas, but I didn't end up doing it. And then I ended up getting divorced from that chick anyway, so good thing, because that'd be awkward. Then what do you do? Now you got two properties to fight over. Mediocre.
That's right. I was talking to Monkey Tamer earlier in the Discord, and I told him, because he's young, I said, you know what? You should look into what's known as a 1031 exchange. Do some research on that. Get back to me later.
Yeah, and put all your properties in a trust, gentlemen, And then get a prenup. That's be my 2 recommendations.
Yeah.
Put all your properties in a trust. If you got a big enough brokerage account, Mediocre, I don't know if you do this, but consider putting it in an LLC or somewhere that it can't be touched.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to plow your car into somebody accidentally at a red light and then have them sue you and bye-bye brokerage account. Protect your shit. If you got shit worth protecting, go talk to an attorney or an accountant and figure out how to protect it. There are ways. I mean,
Tony,
life
are
happens.
You protecting your stuff?
I have multiple LLCs, Mediocre.
I got speculations that you're a trust fund baby.
I'm not a trust fund baby. My wife always says, I know you got millions hidden away that you're not telling me about. Maybe so.
Have you ever been called the trust fund baby, Tony?
No.
I have. Ah, shit.
Carlos Guzman, what's up? Carlos, is that a Guzman de Puerto Rico or de Mexico? I knew Anita Guzman from San Juan. Just curious. Anya says, I already have a MOAS, but would sure like another. Anya, create your own MOAS.
That's right.
Anya says, or are you from Spain, Carlos? If he was from Spain, we would call him Carlos. You only get that one if you are from Spain.
That's right.
It was very confusing when I was a young gringo in high school. What do you mean they say their S like a TH in Spain? Now I got to learn 2 versions of Spanish, and the curse words are different too.
Yeah.
Hija de puta. Chinga. Carlos, he's from Monterrey. Very nice, Carlos. I've been to Monterrey before. It's been a long time, Carlos.
What's up, Carlos? What else we got here? What are you drinking, Tony?
I'm down to the dregs again, Mediocre. My wife restocked the supply, but she didn't restock the supply with anything that I would drink.
No. She's trying to keep your
She's trying to keep my keto diet in control. She knows I'm trying to do no carbs. So this is a Austin brand cider. How many carbs are in this little bitch? 15 grams. Holy shit. 2 of these is like my limit of carbs for the entire day.
I need to get back on my keto diet.
But I had no carbs for breakfast, and I had some Brussels sprouts for dinner with the chicken, and that's not that bad. So this was my carbs for the day, 2 ciders. I try and stay under 20 grams, Mediocre, and that is really, really hard, by the way.
I think as soon as I'm done with this live stream, I'm going to go eat a loaf of bread. I got a sub, a hoagie in the fridge, you know? I got to finish that up, Tony.
An Italian sub?
Absolutely.
Don't frickin' tempt me, man.
That's what I got. A little oil and vinegar, you know? The good stuff.
I'm at the point in my ketosis where carbs aren't really that appealing. Like if I go see a movie tonight, I'm not likely to buy a popcorn, let's just say.
I got to get back there because I put on too many pounds this, as of late, we'll say. Bigger than I need to be, Tony, you know?
Carlos, un día vamos a hacer un live stream totalmente en español si quieres. Necesito practicar mi español y hay una oportunidad Guess, what do you think? Debemos? Sí o no? You speak Spanish, Mediocre?
No,
Do you speak Italian?
I can't speak Italian either.
Que lástima.
Baby UFO says, I can't date an Italian woman. He'd starve to death. He's gluten free. He's got a gluten allergy.
He's gluten-free. Yeah. Well, what about Brajol? What about Osobuco?
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
can't beat a good brajol, though.
it is tough to eat Italian food when you're gluten-free or on keto, no doubt.
I mean, that's not necessarily true because Italians, well, keto, yeah, you can. You could eat supersad and any kind of cheese, mozzarella. That's
Mm.
all good, right? So if you stick to that type of stuff and just take the bread out, but Italians also really like salads and stuff like that, right?
I can eat a salad.
Yeah.
I mean, I make some salads from time to time.
I love salads.
The green vegetables is not the bad thing. It's the rice, the beans, flour, alcohol,
The problem with the Italian is like when you,
pasta.
for me, right? I don't know about for you, but for me, like when I go on keto, I eat a lot of that fatty stuff, supersada,
So,
Faju, all that stuff. I eat all that stuff and it's fatty, and so that makes your what do they call it? Your numbers, your blood numbers go way up. Cholesterol. What do they
well,
call it?
for some people, it can.
For me, it does.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you should have your blood checked regularly if you're going to do keto. I've been doing it on and off for 15, 20 years now. I forget how long since I turned 40.
My doctor told me. He said, "Go ahead, do it. It doesn't matter."
Mediocre. I'm the only one in my family not on cholesterol
I know you told
meds.
me this every time.
I know. So it's not a fact that everybody who eats high fat has their cholesterol spike. First of all, if you're eating high fat and you're not being strict and you're slipping some of that bread in there, that will fuck you up.
Oh yeah.
Don't do that high fat diet and then think you're going to cheat and add some bread in. The high fat and the sugar and the carbs, not a good mix, but
Subs and hoagies are no good.
yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just take the meat off and throw the bread away. Get to the dog.
An Italian hero will mess you up.
Sufyan, the CPA, says, Tony, I think it's time to run the numbers.
It's one of them shows, Tony.
Let's look at the short interest. Short interest for AMC is 15%. It basically hasn't moved in 2 years, Sufyan. Let me check the short volume. Short volume as a percentage of the total volume is 53%. I see that on the Swiss exchange, there were 2,000 shares traded. That could be meaningful, or it might not. Haven't figured it out yet. What else we got here? Short volume, short interest. What else did they talk about? Mediocre.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I don't watch those. I don't watch those channels. I don't track that stuff. I read the filings and I look at the financial statements. That pretty much does enough for me on any ticker.
Oh, the failure to deliver.
Oh, the FTDs. Yes, look at this. If we add up all the FTDs here over the last 30 days, that's about 40 billion shares. Don't look at that last column where they closed them out. Let me clip that off. Hang on. Okay. See how we add all these up? And we've got this one column. It clearly says T plus 30 settlement date. Again, do not look at the last column where it shows that they were closed, because that's going to it's going to mess these numbers up. It's going to mess up my narrative. Seriously, I mean, guys, if you look at the financial statements, the 10Qs, and you just take a look at the chart, that is about the extent of the DD that you need to do. That is all We do in our Discord, period. Everybody. And there's a lot of successful traders. Nobody's looking at FTDs. Nobody's looking at short interest, maybe once a week.
When there's a big push down or something, we want to know, like, are they shorting it? What's the reason?
But looking at this shit 8 times a day,
yeah, no.
Come on, you're just wasting time. You could be reading a filing, reading a financial statement, reading a 10Q, actually learning something. But I get it. It's easy. People fall in a pattern. They get lazy. But I would encourage you to do the work, as Matt Walsh would say. Do the work. Challenge yourself to learn something.
It might help you in your future.
Do the work.
Knowledge is king, I think.
Six Sun says, Tony, have you ever had plátanos fritos with fried black beans? Absolutamente, Six Sun. In fact, I've made them here at home. I just made maduros a couple of weeks ago. And I forget what there's another great Puerto Rican dish with plantain. It's basically like lasagna, but you substitute thinly sliced plantain for the lasagna pasta. I can't remember the damn name of it. One of y'all will know. But yeah, I mean, I was married to a Puerto Rican chick for like 7 years. So I've had any type of Puerto Rican or Cuban food you can imagine. I've had it. Any kind, even bacalao, the salted cod. What do they call those? What do they call those Puerto Rican tamale things? Damn, those things are good when they're homemade. They're not tamales. Call them something else. It's been a while. I've forgot a lot of that stuff. But anyways, awesome food. What?
Are you talking about like a Jamaican beef patty type of thing?
For what? The lasagna dish that I was talking about?
No, you're talking about Spanish food.
Not empanadas, Anya.
Oh,
they're wrapped in a banana leaf. They're like 4 inches wide by like 8 inches long.
Yeah. Empanadas.
It's not an empanada.
Beef patty is basically the same thing.
Puerto Rican tamale. Is it pasteles? Yeah, pasteles. Pasteles. God damn, that's some good shit. All right. Anyways, a lot of carbs.
Carlos, I agree with you, my friend.
Anya, look it up. Pastales. Make it for Christmas. This coming up. Pasteles. If I'm not mistaken, it's a traditional holiday dish that your mother-in-law makes.
Well, that's funny. Some of these comments are hilarious to me right now.
He doesn't want to say, but this is really Carlos El Chapo Guzman. Baby UFO says going to head to town to deposit this week's loot so he can dig himself a deeper hole buying more AMC on Monday. Y'all take care. Take care, Baby UFO. I don't know about you guys. We're about to wrap up here, but I think the downside to AMC is limited at this point as we finish up a strong Q3, unless the market crashes or they announce some dilution that I'm not expecting. But I mean, it's definitely a possibility, right? Mediocre.
That's right. But I can't wait till earnings call. I can't wait till we do that special live stream that we're planning.
Did you want to go to a 10:30 movie or not? Go to that 10:30 movie.
What 10:30 movie?
Happy birthday!
I texted you.
When?
Oh my gosh.
I was just on my phone. I
Happy birthday, Scarlett.
She can't hear you, Mediocre.
Yeah, I know.
Mediocre says happy birthday. It's called Never Let Go. It has Halle Berry in it. You got 12 minutes to decide.
Oh, that's the one I was just looking at.
It's kind of like a horror thriller.
It's at 10:30 where?
Lakeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it about?
It's kind of like a horror thriller movie.
Okay.
They're in some haunted house and they can't leave the house unless they're attached to it.
Did you feed the bunny?
I did not feed the rabbits. No, those are not my rabbits.
Oh my God, Tony. She's gonna freaking kill them one day, you guys.
It's not my rabbits. If they perish, then we have in rabbit stew, Mediocre.
That's all right. Rabbit stew is very good.
Anya says, just stay home. Anya, we got 7 movies to see in 10 days. What, babe?
Did you get Tebow or
Tebow ate his food, but I did not give him any medication yet. The dog. All right, Mediocre, you ready to wrap this up?
Absolutely. I've been ready for a while.
Guys, it's been fun hanging out. Thank you. We're going to go see a movie and support my investment and maybe yours. Plus, I'm just a guy that likes movies. And apparently I've been in 1 or 2, Mediocre. Never did get paid or anything. So
Aren't you a movie star, a failed actor, something like that?
so we can go to the movie?
yes, babe, I'm getting. Can you not hear me wrapping up?
I'm not doing it in a hurry.
Don't make me come in there and spank you.
Oh, man.
All right. Now she's like, ooh, please get off the live stream now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out. We love you. Hopefully you had a little fun tonight. Maybe learned something. I think we went through a lot of good mindset stuff tonight, Mediocre.
I think we did too.
And I'll let y'all know how the movie is tomorrow. I'll post a movie review. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And we will see y'all around this weekend. And I'm going to check on Hershey and the chocolate futures. Also, thank you, Anya, for the heads up on that. Mediocre, closing thoughts.
I really want all of you guys to go check out my latest video that I put on my YouTube channel. It's pretty funny. You should take a look at it. Leave a comment. I appreciate it. And thank you all. Have a great week.
And subscribe to the Mediocre Trader. We're trying to get him over 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, just click the subscribe button while you're at it. You might as well.
Yeah. Come on. What's the matter?
That's right. Tell him, Tony.
Have a good night, guys. We'll see you around.
Good night.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You